Hi, and welcome back to Lizard Studios. Today we have a very special class because we are going to be making a very artistic coil pot. And I'm going to be showing you how to do that in just a second. We're going to work with clay, we're going to mold, we're going to knit, and we are going to score again. And you're going to love it, you're going to have a great time, and then you're going to have a piece of artwork just to enjoy. So, let's not wait anymore and get our materials out on the table. So today you are going to need the following materials. You're going to need a water tray with some water just to stick your hands in. You're going to need toothpicks because we're going to be making some textures, okay, on our coil pot. You're going to need a string to cut with. This is the one that I use. It's made out of fish line and it's just stuck on two little pieces of clothespins, okay? So my son made me this and I'm very happy with it, okay? And you're also going to need a napkin because you need to put your work on top of the napkin so it doesn't stay stuck to the table, okay? So you're gonna need a napkin, and then you're gonna need a wet cloth to keep on top of your clay so it doesn't go bad, okay, while you're working. All right, and you're gonna need clay, and I'm gonna show you two types of clay that you could have. You could get some gray clay, or you could get some of this terracotta clay, which is made of more reddish type of mud. Okay, remember, clay is just mud that it's been hardened a little bit more. Okay, so that's it. That's what you need. You need to get the clay that you have around where you live, because, for example, in Madrid we have more of this type of clay than in other places that might have this type of clay. All right, so this is a pot that I already have made, well, that one of my students made and gave it to me, and this is another little pot, and I just wanted to show you different things that are made out of clay. My coffee mug is made out of clay. I have a collection of these, and I enjoy them because I love coffee. So I also wanted to tell you about clay and what it's for. It's been used for many centuries, many years, because since the beginning of time, cavemen discovered that with clay they could make pinch pots, which were very easy. And if they threw these pinch pots on fire pits, okay, that's where there was fire, and then there were ashes, and then they put the pottery in there and they covered it with earth. Well, that will get really high temperatures and the pottery would get hard. And then they started using pottery to drink, to eat from, to store food, all right, to store oil. Then civilizations got more advanced and they started making even sculptures out of clay. And nowadays, clay is even used for earrings, for jewelry, and for many other things, okay? So today what we're gonna do is a coil pot, a very simple coil pot, but very elaborate, also very beautiful, and you're gonna be able to paint it later on when it dries. So let's get started with today's project. Now, the first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna take just this piece of clay. See, it fits in my hand. I don't need to cut it, okay? I'll be cutting later on to show you how to cut. But right now, this piece of clay fits in my hand, or see in the palm of my hand. And what I'm gonna do is the base for the coil pot, okay? So I'm gonna do like an oval like this, okay? First, I'm gonna knit it a little bit. Knitting means that you press a little bit like this forward. You take the ball, you put it here, and you press it with the palm of your hand. You press it down. Look again, okay? Because it's very important to knead the clay, because if you fire clay, if you take this clay and you make something and you fire it and you haven't taken all the oxygen out or all the air out, it might blow up when it's fired, when it's put in the kiln, okay? So after we make a pot, we stick it in the kiln. It gets really high temperatures, like volcano hot temperatures. And then, okay, like the first people, they used to put it in a pit of fire. Well, if it has oxygen inside, it blows up. So that's why we knit the clay and then we just start using it, okay? So this one has no more oxygen in it, and I'm gonna make a pancake, just like a pancake, but it cannot be so thin like a pancake. It has to be like a finger width, okay? So I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna do this, and now that I have my pancake done, you see, I'm gonna put it on top of my napkin, all right? And I'm gonna begin making the coils, okay, for this pancake. We're gonna start building from here. Now, let me cut. Now these are two different color clays, but they work together just fine. I'm gonna cut just a little piece like this because I'm gonna be making a long coil, and I think this is enough, you see? So that's why I use these. And I'm gonna make some space here so I could just, when you have a coil, you don't really need to knit because you're kind of taking the oxygen out already. Okay, now this one is really wet. This clay is really wet because I had it in the damp cloth. Damp means wet. It has water in it, and the water helps the clay stay alive. It doesn't die. You could keep on using it, okay? So I'm gonna cover it here. Okay, I always cover my clay so it doesn't dry up, all right? So look what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start off by scoring. Now it's like a finger wide, you see? Now, the first thing that we do with our pottery, okay, is make some slip. Okay, make some slip. And slip in pottery terms means glue, a gluey, muddy substance. So you take a toothpick. If you don't have a toothpick, you could take a pencil, and that's why I have some pencils here, guys, because if you don't have a toothpick, look, you could always use a pencil and then wash your pencil. Okay, you make some lines just like that, and what do? Look, you put more water on it, you go around and around, and that will help you make more slip. Glue, muddy glue, okay? And now look at this. You take your coil, and we're gonna make the first one at the bottom, just like this. And when you get to the end here, you're gonna start rolling it back. Now look at this. You're gonna start rolling it back because we're gonna make an artistic coil pot. And you're gonna make like a swirl right there. Do you see that? We just made like a swirl, and then down here you are going to, let me show you in the top camera. Down here, all you have to do is go like this with the water so it's smooth, okay, and it stays stuck. Okay, there we go. So we have a coil right here. Okay, and we're gonna start making a coils all around. So look at this. I need more clay. I'm gonna cut here, way down here. See, I press down and it cuts really well. Okay, so let me make another coil. All right, so we're gonna be doing swirls all around our coil pot, and we're gonna be making swirls, and we're gonna be making also like pearls, okay, which are gonna come up really amazing when we're finished, and you're gonna see. Okay, so now I'm gonna score again over here, and this time I'm also gonna score on top of here because that's where I'm supposed to go. Okay, next. So first thing, score, 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 make some slip, score, score, score. Be careful because you have to be very careful with this because it's still soft. The good thing about clay is that it's so soft that you could just mold it into anything. Okay, so I do the same thing. I put my first coil like this. I'm not gonna take it all the way. Well, yeah, let's see. It doesn't have to be all stuck. You could have like some type of, do you see holes in here? Because we're not gonna hold water with this. We're just going to make it artistic. Okay, I'm gonna put some water here, and I'm gonna just leave like a little hole like this and go back up here and press it together. Okay, so now do you see that? I have two, and I'm building up with two, one here and one here. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take some water, and at the bottom here, okay, if you have tools like these are good tools to use, okay? You could just go like this and just mix the coil with the pancake bottom that I was telling you about, okay? So it doesn't break, okay? So you could just mix it like this, take some water, make some slip right there, see, it's like, and stick it in the edge like that. That's if you have these tools. If you don't have these tools, what you do is a follow. You take a pencil, the top of your pencil, get some water and stick it in there. See how I'm doing? I'm going around like this because that makes the slip, see, I made water. It makes the bottom coil stick together to the bottom of your pot. Okay, there we go. Now I am going to continue with the coils. Just watch me until I start making the pearls, okay? So just watch. Okay, and look what I did here now. Okay, so you're gonna be making rounded up coils. Now I'm gonna be making the pearls. All right, and then the last coil at the top. So I'm gonna cut this just like this. See, I love when that happens. And I'm gonna be making the pearls. How am I gonna be making the pearls? Well, I'm gonna cut this into little pieces, for example, and I'm gonna be filling in spaces. See. So then at the top I could have one whole coil, and it will give everything some, it could make it stable, okay? So I make a pearl just like this, and I'm gonna start filling it up and putting it where it needs to be. Okay, just little circles, like little, small little pancakes like this, you see? Oi! That was too much water. I'm gonna get myself all messy. See, this is what happens when you get too much water. You get all messy. But it's okay, it washes off with the water. Another pearl right here. I call these pearls, they're actually like little balls. I'll put another pearl here. Another one right here. Just add a little bit of water so it stays stuck, and press down a little bit. Now remember, everyone's art piece, you see that? Do you see all those pearls all around there, see? Okay. Everyone's art is going to be different, remember that, because everyone has a different style. For example, I'm putting this one right next to here, see? And I'm gonna put this one on the other side right here. Everyone has a different style, guys, boys and girls. And yours is not gonna be the same as somebody else's, but that is the reason why we are so unique. Because we each make our own unique work, all right? So just be happy that everyone is making their own unique work. Okay, art comes from inside, so everyone's inside is different. There we go. So now I have the swirls, I have the coils going back and forth, and then look at this, and I have the pearls at the top. I am going to finish this off by making another coil at the top, okay? Okay, now I have my coil. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put some water very carefully, okay? I don't want it to break. And I'm gonna start a coil from here. So I'm gonna press it so it stays, and I'm gonna press my coil on top of all these little circles, all my little pearls, leaving some holes. It's okay, no big deal. I'm gonna pass it on top of here, and it's fine. And now I'm gonna make it longer here, a little bit stretch, stretch, stretch. And I'm gonna put it down like this. See, this clay is really good. And now I'm gonna press to the sides. And look at this. This is my artistic coil pot right here. Okay, all you have to do is write your name at the bottom, being very careful. Okay, I'm gonna show you like this because it's still very Lizard 2020. Okay, you guys do that too. You leave it on top of your napkin because, oh, I love it. I love this in my hands. Look, it's so cute. It's so nice. I love it. It's beautiful. Okay, so now all we have to do is let it dry for next time, and we are going to be adding some color. Remember, if you have clay that you could put in your oven, in your kitchen oven, put it after it dries. You have to let the water get out first, and then you go ahead and you stick it in the oven, okay? If you have a kiln, the same thing. You let it dry first a few days, and then you put it in the kiln that day, and it will be dry and ready to paint. If you don't have a kiln and you cannot get hold of an oven to bake it in, well, it's okay. When it dries, we could still paint it. And that's what we're gonna do next week. So remember, the first thing that we did today was we kneaded some clay to make a pancake and not have any air bubbles inside. Then we made coils, okay? And we went around our pancake after we had scored and made mud, some slip, okay? And with that slip, we put the coils. We went and we made swirls, and we went back and forth also. And we also made pearls, little circles, little balls that we put in here, okay? Now remember, keep this in a safe place, let it dry, bake it if you can, okay, or fire it, and I will see you next week to add color to it, okay? Be good, stay safe, and I'll see you. Bye bye.